Anytime that an officer utilizes an object to strike an individual in the head, they must have reason to use deadly force. Striking somebody in the head with a flashlight can cause serious, if not permanent, injury and or death to the individual.
You know, when I seen that tape, it was like it was all over. I don't know. I couldn't help myself. I was watching it. I broke down all over. I wouldn't want nobody going to me.
This is sad. This is really tragic. But it's not something that is not uncommon, because police department, a lot of police departments have this, you know, racist white cops in their ranks. Okay. And they've been getting away with this, like in the LA Sheriff's, deputy department. 50 years, white supremacist gangs have gotten away with beating up, killing blacks. Graphic body camera video kept secret for more than 2 years shows a Louisiana State Police trooper pummeling a black motorist 18 times with a flashlight, an attack the trooper defended as pain compliance. Pain compliance. I'm not resisting. Aaron Larry Bowman can be heard screaming between blows on the footage obtained by the Associated Press. The May 2019 beating follows a traffic stop left him with a broken jaw, 3 broken ribs, a broken wrist, a gash to his head that required 6 staples to close. Bowman's encounter near his Monroe home came less than 3 weeks after troopers from the same embattled agency punched, stunned, and dragged another black motorist, Ronald Green, before he died in police custody on a rural roadside in northeast Louisiana. Video of Green's death similarly remained under wraps before Associated Press obtained and published it earlier this year. Federal prosecutors are examining both cases in a widening investigation into police brutality and potential cover-ups involving both troopers and state police brass. State police didn't investigate the attack on Bowman until 536 days after it occurred, even though it was captured on body camera, and only did so weeks after Bowman brought a civil lawsuit. The agency did not immediately respond to the message seeking comment on the video. Bowman's beating was carried out by Jacob Brown, a white trooper who, before resigning in March, tallied 23 use of force incidents dating to 2015 to 2019, of them targeting black people, according to state police records. Aside from the federal investigation, Brown faces state charges of second-degree battery and malfeasance in Bowman's beating. He also faces state charges in 2 other violent arrests of black motorists, including one he boasted about last year in a group chat with other troopers, saying the suspect is going to be sore, and it warms my heart knowing we could educate that young man. On the night Bowman was pulled over for a traffic violation, Brown came upon scene after deputies had forcibly removed Brown from his vehicle and taken him to the ground. The trooper later told investigators he was in the area and trying to get involved. Wielding an 8-inch aluminum flashlight reinforced with a pointed edge shattered car glass, Brown jumped out of his state police vehicle and began bashing Bowman on his head and body within 2 seconds of initial contact, unleashing 18 strikes in 24 seconds. Detectives wrote in an investigative report, "Give me your effing hands," the trooper shouted. "I ain't messing with you." Bowman tried to explain several times that he was a dialysis patient and had done nothing wrong and wasn't resisting, saying, "I'm not fighting you, you're fighting me." Brown responded with, "Shut the F up, you ain't listening." Bowman later can be heard moaning, "Still on the ground, I'm bleeding," he said. "They hit me in the head with a flashlight." Brown, 31, later said Bowman had struck a deputy and that the blows were pain compliance, intended to get Bowman into handcuffs. Investigators who reviewed Brown's video months after the fact determined his use of force was not reasonable nor necessary. Brown did not respond to several messages seeking comment. Bowman, 46, denied hitting anyone and is not seen on the video being violent with officers, but he still faces a list of charges, including battery of a police officer, resisting an officer in the traffic violation in which he was initially stopped, improper lane change. I love how they say denied. The man was clearly on the ground. He didn't hit anybody. Brown not only failed to report his use of force, but mislabeled his footage as a citizen encounter in what investigators called an intentional attempt to hide the video from any administrative review. Bowman's defense attorney, Keith Whitten, said he was initially told there was no body camera video. Robert Tu, the district attorney in Monroe, declined to discuss Brown's case or anything to do with the state police. "We'll see what the Department of Justice has to do," he said during a brief interview outside his home. Bowman himself hadn't seen the footage until recently, when prosecutors from the U.S. Justice Department showed it to him and his civil attorney. "I keep thinking I was going to die that night," Bowman told the Associated Press through tears in a recent interview. "It was like reliving it all over again. By watching it, I broke down all over again. I don't want nobody to go through that." Sad thing is, the sad, you're going to have these racists. They're going to come in. They're not going to call you the N-word. They're going to say, well, you shouldn't have hit him. You shouldn't have. No video evidence shows that. You'll have these back to blue morons saying this crap too, until it's their son or it's them getting their brains bashed in by a police officer. That's the issue. It's getting very, very dangerous to be a black man who has done nothing wrong, minding his business, and to be assaulted by cops. And the cops are going to possibly may get away with it. May. Sad. And it's terrible. Because you have cops, especially, cops like Brown and police departments, which protect racists, like they do in the Los Angeles Sheriff Deputy Department, having executioners, the Bandito, the Wayside Whiteys, and they'll get away with it. planting guns, fake, no gun at all, and take a baton and jab it into a black man's eye and get away with it. You need to adjust qualitative immunity or take it away from these cops. All right. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe later.